Have you ever felt like your stomach was arguing with you? I've gone through that more times than I can count. Hello, I'm Mary Johnson, 62 years old, and today I want to tell you my story, how every pill I took felt like a battle with my stomach. At this age, my joints creak and groan, needing meds to make life easier. But those little pills left my stomach bloated, uneasy, and honestly, pretty annoyed. I used to think, well, I guess that's just part of getting old. But I was worn out, and I needed a change. Then this cup of ginger tea, yes, the one I'm holding here, showed up like a savior. At first, I was skeptical. Ginger? What could it do? But I was dead wrong. This is my journey from dreading every dose to finding a natural way to feel better. If you've ever felt your stomach and pills at odds, stick with me, we'll dive into this tale together. Starting from the days I thought I'd never feel normal again. When I crossed 60, everything started to shift, especially this body of mine. I, Mary Johnson, 62 years old, got used to hearing my joints creak and groan like a tune nobody wants to hear. The doctor told me I needed pain pills to keep my days a little smoother. And I followed along. But no one warned me that those tiny white pills would bring a whole new trouble, my stomach. At first, I figured it was just irregular eating. Some days I'd feel bloated. Others I'd feel heavy, like I'd swallowed a rock. But then it got worse. Every time I took a pill, I started feeling heartburn, like someone lit a tiny fire in my chest. I remember one evening, after a simple meal, just mashed potatoes and a bit of chicken, I took my pill as usual. Less than an hour later, I was clutching my stomach, feeling it churn and rebel. Refusing to settle, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering, am I stuck living like this forever? Some nights, I couldn't sleep, tormented by that stubborn heartburn keeping me restless. I tried drinking more water, hoping it'd wash the trouble away. But no, it stayed. Like an uninvited guest who wouldn't leave. I started to worry, not just about the joint pain, but because this stomach was draining me. I told myself, Mary, you can't keep going like this. But I didn't know what to do. I couldn't ditch the pills. Yet my stomach felt like a traitor every day. I felt helpless, as if aging wasn't just stealing my flexibility, but the peace in my own body too. I needed a way out. But back then, I couldn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. After days of wrestling with my unruly stomach, I decided I couldn't just sit there complaining forever. One afternoon, while chatting with my neighbor Betty, I blurted out my woes about my stomach. She laughed and said, Mary, why not try ginger tea? It helps me feel better after taking my meds. I froze. Ginger tea? I only knew ginger from stir-fried chicken or Christmas cookies. How could it rescue my rebellious stomach? But Betty sounded so sure. So I thought, fine, I'll give it a shot, it's not like I've got anything to lose. That day, I went to the kitchen, grabbed a piece of ginger from the fridge, the kind I usually forgot until it shriveled up, and sliced a few thin pieces. I dropped them into a cup of hot water, adding a small spoonful of honey because I was afraid the spicy kick might make me cough. I stood there, watching the steam rise, telling myself, Mary, if this doesn't work, it's just 5 minutes wasted. Then I took a sip before swallowing my evening pain pill. I waited, half believing, half doubting, but that night, something strange happened. I didn't get heartburn. My stomach stayed calm, not churning like usual. I thought, maybe it's just luck. The next day, I did it again, ginger slices, hot water, honey, and drank it before my pill. Once more, I slept well, free from that heavy torment. After a few days, I started to believe it. I looked into it and learned ginger can boost digestion and soothe the stomach, something those pills never did. I wondered, why didn't I know this sooner? From then on, I made ginger tea a habit, like a little friend helping me cope with my meds each day. It's not a miracle, but for me, it's like a ray of light in those weary days. After a few weeks of sticking with ginger tea, I started to feel a real difference. Now, every time I take my pain pills, I don't have that anxious knot inside anymore, no more worrying that my stomach will revolt right after. This little cup of ginger tea, with a few slices and a dab of honey, has made me feel better, not just physically but mentally too. I remember mornings when I'd wake up without that heavy drag, no longer clutching my stomach or tossing and turning from heartburn. I sleep better, and it makes me feel alive again. I realized that getting older doesn't mean accepting every discomfort, it's about finding ways to live better. Even with small things, ginger tea isn't some magic cure for everything. But for me, it's like a companion, reminding me that nature can step in where pills fall short. From there, I even tried a few other things, like nibbling oatmeal cookies instead of heavy foods, to give my stomach a break. I learned that my body at this age is more sensitive, but it deserves care too. I told myself, Mary, you don't have to put up with everything. And the best part is feeling like I've regained some control over my health. Instead of letting those pills call all the shots. I'm sharing this story because I think plenty of folks out there are quietly struggling like I once did. If a cup of ginger tea could help me, maybe it could help you, or perhaps you'll find your own little trick. Life's still worth living, even when you're past 60. So there you have it, that's my story. From the days my stomach tormented me because of those pills, to finding this little friend in a cup of ginger tea. It's not everything, but it helped me reclaim a comfort I thought I'd lost. I hope this tale brings you something, maybe an idea to try. Or just the feeling that you're not alone with a cranky stomach. What about you? Do you have any tricks to make peace between your meds and your stomach? Tell me in the comments, I'd love to hear your story. If you found this journey interesting, don't hesitate to hit that like button, it lets me know you're out there with me. And if you'd like to hear more stories like this, please subscribe to the channel. We'll explore little ways to make life cozier at this age together. Thank you for being here with me, and see you next time.